Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to learn how to install external apps on an LG Smart TV with the WebOS operating system. The first thing I have to mention is that we're going to need two things for this process. First, of course, is an LG Smart TV connected to the internet. It is essential that it has WebOS 4.0 or later. That is to say, it must be a TV from around the year 2018. If the TV is older than WebOS 4.0, you won't be able to do this process as it isn't supported. And secondly, we're going to need a PC. It doesn't matter if it's a laptop, a desktop, a Mac, or Windows. It doesn't matter at all. You just need to be able to access a PC. Once you have these two things, I'd like to mention that not all applications in the world can be installed on our TV. But it is true that if we can only install the applications that appear in the LG Content Store, we're going to expand them and we'll be able to install some more. So now, once we have these things figured out, let's begin. The first step we'll need to do from the PC by entering the browser and visiting the address you see above, us.lgaccount.com/login/signin. You have to put it exactly as you are seeing it anyway. Down in the description, I will leave you the link so you can access directly. Once you're on the web page, what we need to do is create an LG account. So we click here where it says Create Account. In the next step, we'll have to accept the terms and conditions of LG. So we click up here where it says Select All. Scroll down to the bottom and click on Accept. Next, we'll be asked to enter a user ID and a password. I recommend that you put your email address here so that you don't encounter any confirmation issues later on. Once you've entered your email and password, before continuing, you will need to click here where it says Check Availability to ensure that the email is valid and usable. As you can see, it indicates valid email to use. We close this, click on this box here, and then confirm. As you can see in the next step, we're informed that the LG account has been created and that we have a confirmation email in the account that we entered earlier. So now we have to go to this email and verify the account. Once you've validated your email account, you can go straight to login. Here, as you do not have to enter the data that we input earlier to create the account. It's very important that you log in. In other words, that you start a session before starting the process. You have to do this step no matter what. Once you've re-entered your email and the password we've previously put in, you're going to click Remember, then click Login. As you can see right now, we're already inside our LG account. So for now, we've finished with the PC and back to the TV. The next thing we need to do, as I say on the TV, is to access the LG App Store, the LG Content Store. Once inside, we're going to head to the search magnifying glass. Once here, you have to type in the search box. Developer mode, as you can see, simply typing developer gets us here. Developer mode you enter, and this is the application that you need to install on the TV. So you go in to install it. And of course, click here where it says Install. Once we have it installed, we go back to the main menu of the television, we look for it, and it would have stayed here on the right, and we open it. As soon as we enter it, it will ask us to log in with a username and password. So, as we don't have to use the same username and password that we used previously to create our LG account, once we have entered the credentials, which I don't know if you can see, but they are entered, we are going to click on the right where it says Login. It is possible that at this moment when you have entered your username and password and have clicked on Login, the television will show you a message like this one that appears to me, which says that we should try again and that to proceed we must visit the LG developer website, which is developer.lg.com. So once we receive this message, it may not come out. That is, it may come out or it may not. In the event that when you log in this message comes out, we'll stay on the PC. Back on the PC, we're going to do what the TV tells us. Go to the website developer.lga.com. Once we're on the website, the first thing we have to do is select this option from here, the one that says WebOS TV. Click on it. As you can see, it takes you to another website. Here we'll have to go to the top right where it says Sync In. As you can observe, it launches us to a website very, very similar to the one we had before, if not exactly the same. Here, again, we will have to enter the username and password we have created. Once we have it, we hit Sync In again. As you can see, we get a pop-up message here on the left, where we have to click on Add LG Service. Now, as you can see, we'll accept everything, go down, and accept. It will ask for a username or nickname, and we'll try until we find one that works. As you can see, this one is available. We'll close it and save. Now, as you can see, I'm already registered on the WebOS TV developer website and logged in, since it says Sync Out here. I'm logged into my account. Once we've done that, we can go back to the TV. Now, back on this screen, we re-enter the password, and once we have it, we click on Login again. As you can see, it has now moved on to the next step. So, as I said, you may or may not get the login error. If you do, remember to do that second step on your PC. On this screen, we have different information. On one hand, we have here on the left information about our TV. It tells us if it's connected wirelessly or via cable, along with the IP address. As you can see in my case, it's connected by cable and not by Wi-Fi. Another important part is this one here, where it says passphrase. In this case, you won't see anything because I'm covering it up, okay? Because this is important, this that appears here, and we'll need it later to install the applications. But this phrase or this numerical code is important and we can't reveal it. Having said that, on this page, the first thing we need to do is click here and switch the dev mode status from off to on. Once you do this, the TV will restart. As you can see, it's noted here that the device will reboot when we switch to dev mode status. So we press restart and wait for the TV to turn back on. Once the TV restarts and we're back in the main menu, we go back to the right and reopen the developer mode application. As you can see, it enters us directly. It tells us the dev mode status is on, and as you see here we have a counter for the time our session is going to be open or logged in here in dev mode. As you see, it gives us 999 hours and 56 minutes, which means this is going to be open for 1,000 hours. Don't worry, this doesn't mean that at the end of this time, you will be closed out and will not be able to enter again. From here where it says Extend Session Time, you can click and this number, as you will see now, is extended and changes back to 59. That is, every time you enter and click here, all the hours will be added again. In other words, don't worry. Just being a little attentive is enough. The next thing we need to do on this screen is to activate the case server. So we're going to click here and set it to on. Now, once you're at this point with these two options activated, it's important to jot down the IP address and passphrase. You might not see anything, but it certainly puts something here below these two things. Write them down because we're going back to the PC and you'll need them. But remember to leave the screen as it is. That is to say, leave the TV as you have it and don't exit the application. So, as I just mentioned, we're going back to the PC and we need to download an application called Dev Manager Desktop. You can find it here on this website you see above. Don't worry, as I'll also put it in the description. Here you'll have to select the application or version that corresponds to your operating system. On this website, we should go to the page below and look where it says Relays. Once you do, as you can see, the most recent version will open, which is 13.3. we scroll down and we'll have to download the version for our operating system. In this case, I have a Mac, so I'm going to download the DMG, which is for macOS operating systems. If you're using Windows, you'll need to download your 32-bit or 64-bit version. Regardless of your operating system, you open the app, and as you can see on the first screen, it will ask you to select the mode you want to use. We select the first one, use developer mode, and hit next. The next step is that you can download it directly. We've done everything. We can click download without any problem. And here, as you can see, it's going to ask us for the IP address and the passage phrase I've asked you for before. You can name it if you want. In this case, I'm going to enter LG OLED 6, which is mine, and we'll input the data that I've instructed you to note down, which the TV app has provided. And once you've entered both sets of data, click on Finish. As you can see, after a brief loading period, our television appears along with a series of options. Once you reach this point, you can begin installing applications on your LG TV with the WebOS operating system. You can do it in two different ways. Firstly, from here, from the WebOS Dev Manager application itself. If we navigate to the Available section, located at the top, we have a list of applications that we can install without much trouble. These ones here are quite straightforward to install. They may not be numerous, but at least you have a few to start with. On the other hand, if we click here, where it says Installer, we'll be able to access the files on our computer to directly install the applications that we've installed. In this case, remember the compatible apps that can be installed on LG TV are IPK. So, as you can see, it's pretty simple. In this case, we've installed, for example, Crunchyroll and Kodi. And now, once installed, we return to the TV to make sure that everything is working correctly. Once at the TV, we can leave the developer mode, press the home button, return to the main menu, and if everything went smoothly, here on the right, as you can see, we have two new icons. One for Kodi and the other for Crunchyroll. In this case, we'll open Crunchyroll as an example, to show you that it works smoothly. Once the application opened, it asked us for our username and password. Simply enter your credentials and it'll work. Alright guys, that's it for the video. I hope it was helpful. If so, don't forget to leave a like, which is super important, and subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so you won't miss anything. That's all from me. As always, it's been a pleasure, and I'll see you in the next video.